but it's been the same old once they got to conference play. They're on a heater right now.
They are. They're really working together well and coming together, their guards and their posts. So I'm excited to see what we got tonight.
What we got right now is the standings in the West Coast Conference. As you see, the Zags, thanks in part to this 7-game winning streak, now 8-2 in the conference, in first place with 2 massive wins over Portland and plenty of other teams in the mix as well. Getting your starting lineups tonight as we've got both teams ready to tip off the action. Go first for the Toreros, Ava Ranson, Lauren McCall, Kylie Horstmeyer, Dracia Moore, and Truett Riley. On the other side for the Zags, Claire O'Connor, Taylor Dalton, Allie Turner, Bree Salenbein, and Yvonne Ejum. You may notice a couple of new names in the starting lineups for the Zags tonight. For that, we'll send it over to the third member of our broadcast team, AJ Howell.
Thanks, Austin. Yes, of course, Mount Hyman's out still in concussion protocol. Esther Little out for personal reasons. And for this matchup, head coach Lisa Forti is saying we might see a little bit more Bree Salenbein and Taylor Dalton in a forward spot. These two are obviously both guards, but they're also experienced. She said they're really smart, and even though most teams play with just one forward these days, San Diego doesn't. So that's the situation that they're in tonight. Austin? AJ,
thank you very much. Yeah, you talked, Emma, about Bree and Taylor. Bree standing at 6'2", Taylor at 5'9", so maybe going to have to deal with maybe some height mix matches, but you know they're going to play tough down there for sure.
They are. They play against them every day at practice too, so they're ready.
We're underway here at the Kennel. Gonzaga sporting the red alternate uniform. San Diego in their typical home whites, but wearing white on the road here tonight. Sensational freshman Allie Turner gets past her defender, pulls up just inside the three-point line, shot off the mark, and actually believe we have McKinley Dalen out there to start. So no Bree Salenbein quite yet. That's our mistake, folks, but McKinley Dalen entered into the starting lineup at the last minute. There you get a look at Bree. We'll sure to see her later on tonight. Dalen, the 6-foot sophomore, played last season at Minnesota from Montesano, Washington. Number 22 out there setting that screen to get Allie Turner open. Just underway, if you're joining us a minute or two late here at the Kennel. Austin Getz, Emma Wolfram, and AJ Howell joining you. Here's a drive, pull up Claire O'Connor with a tough mid-range jumper, and the Zags first on the board tonight.
She is great off the dribble, so getting her to that mid-range is what we're going to need to keep looking for as the Zags.
Got to play a lot as a freshman last season, and it has just helped grow her game exponentially as she has been sensational this season for the Zags. Kind of that third-level scorer, because you've got Yvonne Ejum, of course, leading the scoring. And here's a bucket up and in from Truett Riley. And you've got Allie Turner, who maybe surprised everybody as your second most prolific scorer. But having a player like Claire O'Connor, Mount Hyman's also filling that role of having somebody else to put points on the board is so valuable.
Absolutely. If teams are doubling Ejum throughout the night, we need an outlet for her. And these girls are really stepping up.
Nice opportunity there. Taylor Dalton just a little bit too far under the rim, not able to hit the layup. A 2-2 ball game here, about 90 seconds in. There's Lauren McCall with it. McCall, free throw line jumper for the lefty, off the mark, and Ejum with the rebound.
I think rebounding is going to be a huge focus for tonight. We really got to crash the boards, knowing we're going to be undersized in that post position a lot tonight.
Especially for Ejum. She came in 3 rebounds shy of a major milestone. More on that as the game progresses. Down low, she's fouled on the inside. This one's going to go against Truett Riley in the first foul of the game.
When Ejum gets the ball that low, she can't be stopped. She's just got such great footwork in there, using her body. Exactly.
Get another look at it inside on the contact that led to the first whistle of the night. Claire O'Connor left wide open and knocks down the mid-range jumper. Boy, hard to drop a better out-of-bounds play. There wasn't even really any kind of action. She was just open.
There's no hand in her face, so those are practice shots right there.
Zags back in front after the second bucket from O'Connor tonight. There's Horstmeyer, had it for a second, back to Riley. And here's Kylie Horstmeyer with it, trying to get around Taylor Dalton. Back over here, it's Ava Ranson. Elbow jumper on the way from Riley, halfway down and out. Claire O'Connor fights for the rebound, but a great effort down low. Now a loose ball And out of bounds, it'll be San Diego basketball. That was Horstmeyer, the extra effort there to just poke the ball free. Never know what's going to happen down there next to the end line.
The Toreros are known to be a feisty team. They are going to go after every loose ball. So the Zags really got to be willing to dive on the floor tonight to get those 50-50 balls.
Horstmeyer not able to hit. Yeah, it was interesting talking to head coach Lisa Fortier about the Toreros and head coach Cindy Fisher in her 20th season at the helm.
Yes.
And she talked about, while this San Diego team isn't lining up the standings by any margin, it's the same, like you said, physical, high-effort basketball that we've seen from them now for 2 decades.
Exactly. It starts to wear on you throughout the game, and so we can't lighten up throughout it, even if the score is in our favor.
Ejim knocks it down. 6-2 Zags in the early going. There's Dracia Moore had it for a second. Now it's back over to McCall. McCall driving on Turner, goes up around Ejim and scores.
It was great help side by Ejim, maybe just a couple seconds sooner and would have been there for the block.
Well, you talk about Allie Turner, the freshman from St. Louis, and how good she has been this season. The #1 scoring freshman in the conference, and in the conference itself, 11th. So she's been having a sensational start to her college career. Here's Claire O'Connor, loses the ball. Taylor Dalton saves it, drives to the rack and scores. Maybe
Again,
not a traditional assist, but it works just the same.
Making a play off something that's kind of broken up, but able to take it right to the hoop.
About 2 minutes gone here in this first quarter, this WCC matchup. Inside, Riley spins, can't get it to go. Loose ball, still loose, and finally O'Connor goes down and just puts that ball right under her chin.
That was great D by Dalen, really stepping in there. Sometimes you get nervous against those bigger players, but she did awesome.
Foul away from the basketball. I believe that's going on Riley, which would be her second. And that is a big early whistle. Got some subs coming in for the Zags. Ines Betancourt on the floor for the first time tonight, as is Bree Sallenbein. And O'Connor and Dalen go to the bench. Also coming on for the first time tonight for San Diego, that's Jaden Rhodes. 8-4 early lead. Sallenbein. Entry pass to Ejim. This is where she's so dangerous. A fake, a drive, and a score for Yvonne Ejim as the WCC's leading scorer. Shows why she's so hard to stop.
Yeah, catching the ball that low, she is unstoppable.
Foul quickly on the other end. First one that's going to go against the Zags. You get another look at the Ejim bucket. Got to feel helpless being in that position, trying to guard her, especially because you can't sag off of her because she's shown time and time again how good she is in the mid-range.
Exactly.
So you got to step up.
Her footwork is just right through that defender there. No hesitation.
Foul went against Taylor Dalton. That was her first. And that puts Ava Ranson on the line, knocks down the first. Ranson, the graduate transfer, spent last season at Cal State San Marcos. Before that, had 3 seasons at Montana State. Bit of a press look here for the Toreros. Ejim gets it across the timeline. Now here's Turner. Now Sallenbein inside. Ejim knocked off the ball for a moment. Loses it. Spin, jumper. That one's off the mark. Betancourt fights for the offensive rebound, and the Zags will reset. And Ash Betancourt earning the Zags an extra possession.
Yeah, way to crash the boards. We need those wings players to come in there. The post players are getting pretty locked up down low, so we need the help from the guards.
Allie Turner off the mark. 10-6 lead. Both teams just trying to settle in offensively. Ranson mid-range. Bit long, and the rebound to Turner. Taylor Dalton trying to get it inside to Bree Sallenbein, who might have had position, but this one will go out of bounds, and that'll take us to our first break. A 10-6 lead for Gonzaga in the opening minutes, as we've got WCC basketball all night. Settle in here on SWX. Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Earn your bragging rights at Northern Quest with more slot machines, table games, restaurant lounges, and luxury hotel rooms than anyone else in the region. Northern Quest, yes, the best. More at northernquest.com. Emma.
Yeah, a couple keys to the game for the Zags here. Take care of the ball. The last time these two met down in San Diego, the Zags had a season-high 27 turnovers. And so I know they're really going to be focusing on taking care of the ball and valuing each possession. And then as well as transition defense, this is a scrappy team. They're going to look to run, whether it's a dead ball or out of a rebound. And so we got to, as the Zags, got to get back on D and really look to see the ball and get it in front of it.
Those are our Northern Quest keys to the game. Back to the action here. 10-6 lead for Gonzaga. Been a rough shooting start for San Diego. Only hit 2 of their first 7. But still hanging in as Haley Rhodes in the game for the first time tonight, controlling the basketball. Drives, goes up. Shot partially blocked by Salenbine. Got a second chance at it, but missed that one.
The Toreros are going to keep crashing the glass, especially when they're getting that deep off the drive. So the Zags got to start getting a body on them to limit their second chance opportunities.
Lisa Fortier pointing out this morning they are the best offensive rebounding team in the conference. That's one of those things that you look at their record, you don't really think they would be leading the conference in many categories, but they're going to give themselves as many chances as possible. And they're going to get Allie Turner here for hooking the arm around on the drive, so that'll be the first foul on the freshman.
It's hard sometimes when they're in your face that much. It's just natural to want to, you get by them, you want to keep them behind you, but Zags got to keep their hands up and stay cool in those situations.
Thing about Turner, did not start the first 2 games of the season. Came off the bench in the first 2 games, but I think was so good. I don't want to say it forced Lisa Fortier's hand, but all of a sudden you're like, hey, maybe we should try this out. And not only is she starting, she is playing so many minutes as a freshman.
Yeah, I think I was reading a stat that she is first among freshmen in made threes in the nation, not just in the conference. And so that's showing her high level of play right now.
Yeah, 2.5 made threes per game. This time she'll try and kick it to the corner, but a turnover there. You talked about the keys there, Emma, as Zags give the ball away here. Still not able to create much separation between themselves and the Toreros early on. Von Ejim getting ready to check back in. Here is a drive by Jaden Rhodes. She goes up and scores. Excuse me, that's Haley, her twin sister, Haley Rhodes, with the bucket there, and it's a 2-point game.
She had a nice first step past the defender. That's really what led to that great layup for her.
McKinley Dalen back in the game for the Zags. Here's Turner in the corner, and that one rattles out. Ball tipped around. Offensive rebound, Dalen tries to go back up, has the shot blocked. Toreros could tie or take the lead. Skip pass, this for the lead. Off the mark, as that was a little bit wayward off the hands of Lauren McCall, but there she goes trying for the steal.
That open shot was part of their transition offense of we can't get all of our bodies back and locate the shooter, so the Zags gotta get an eye on where those shooters are.
McKinley Dalen knocks down the mid-range, puts the Zags back out into a 2-possession lead. With 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Zags have led it the whole way, but San Diego has stayed close. We'll get a traveling violation here on Dracia Moore that's going to give the ball back to the Zags. And here comes Von Ejim back off a short rest on the bench.
With their
Get another look at the basket here from Dalen. I don't know if it's, I mean, you could speak to this. You've been in the program. I don't know if Lisa Fortier and her staff coach up the bigs or really, players playing out of position perhaps here to take that mid-range jumper if they're not going to come out on you. And Dalen and Ejim and bigs we've seen in the past have been able to do that very consistently.
Exactly. They absolutely coach that up. Once you become a dominant player in the paint, it becomes that much harder to score. Everybody's cluing into that, so you got to find those other ways to score. And facing up has been a great way that they've got their bigs to stay active in the offense.
Von Ejim at the free throw line, hit the first after the foul was charged to Jaden Rhodes. 2-for-2 trip for Ejim, and it's the biggest lead of the game at 6 for the Zags. Toreros have hit just 1 of their last 7, and they turn the ball over here. Great hands by Bree Salenbine to poke that loose.
Her length when she's playing in a guard position is something that is in the favor for the Zags. She can get her hands on a lot of balls.
Ines Court kicks it out. Here's the drive. Claire O'Connor off window and in. O'Connor's hit the first 3 shots she's taken tonight. Quick answer on the other end as Horstmeyer caught that one in rhythm and knocked it down.
Great quick release from her, not even hesitating there.
at shoot-around this morning was kind of listening in on the Zags going through, you know, their defensive sets, their scout. Heard her name come up a lot from the other side of the court. Inesh Betancourt inside. Ejim spins, goes up and scores, plus the foul. Boy, she's just unstoppable on that low block. Ejim going back to the line for the second time.
She was off balance and still able to make the basket, get that and one. Again, great footwork.
I believe they got Dracia Moore on the call there. Ejim, meanwhile, now all the way up to 8 points already. And make it 9 on the made free throw. And they actually got Rhodes with the foul, her second personal. You talk about Ejim and scoring, as here's Cristobal Osarobo, who almost had the steal, came off the hands, but still ends in a stop for the Zags. Nice defense in the front court there by Haley Rhodes. Ejim closing in on Heather Bowman's all-time scoring record. She came into this game 62 points away from tying, 63 away from breaking it, and she's looking like she wants to break it tonight.
You know, I think she wants to break this record at home, so she's got 2 games here, and at this rate, she wants it done here in the kennel.
All the way into double figures, 11 points. She's hit 4 out of 5. Here you get a look at the last one. Zags have hit their last 4 shots. They are now out on a run here that has sent the lead from just 2 a few possessions ago, now up to an 11-point lead. And this is what's so dangerous about them, and it feels like every team in the league has felt this against Gonzaga. You'll be so close for a while, and then it's a tidal wave that hits you, and a lot of the times it's Ejim, but it's not just her. Other players, of course, can light it up too. They are just such a formidable offensive team, and you gotta think, this team graduated 4 starters from last year.
Exactly.
2 WNBA draft picks. I mean, the fact that really it's just that, you know, it's not a rebuild, it's a reload, that mantra going season to season to season is just so impressive.
Exactly, and we've seen in these last few games how many different players can put points on the board, and I think that's a huge factor for the Zags is, yes, Ejim is dominant down there, but there's other players out there as well. Nice
answer by Dracia Moore, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter, but it is a great start for the Zags on their home floor. They lead 21-12. We'll take a break and come back. The second quarter on the way. Glad you're joining us. It's WCC basketball here on SWX. The Gonzaga high-speed move of the game is brought to you by TDS Fiber. And it was this and one bucket we saw from Yvonne Ejim, who had 11 first quarter points, as the Zags out to a 21-12 lead after the first period of play. Just like your Zags on the court, TDS Fiber Internet is lightning fast. Give your own home team more speed. Score better internet today at tdsfiber.com. Welcome you back here to the kennel as we're ready for the second quarter to start. Austin Getz, Emma Wolfram, and our third member of our broadcast crew, AJ Howell, standing by. Well, I mean, you gotta like what you saw out of the Zags in that period scoring, but not only that, the defense only allowing 12 points in all 6 scores, I should say. Nobody with more than 2 points on the.
They're really right now, which allows them to get in the ball.
We got a foul here. I believe this is going against Cristobal. Yep, Cristobal Osarobo getting the foul call there, her first personal foul. That will put Dracia Moore on the line. Dracia's been entered into the lineup due to injury. She started the last 5 games, and she has played very, very well. In those 5 games, she's averaging 8.5 points and 7.5 rebounds and has a double-double coming a couple games ago against Pepperdine.
They've got a couple players that are coming on stronger as the season goes, so they're getting in their groove as well, even though there's, you know, game scores and don't show that.
1-for-2 trip. Cristobal on the ball here. Now here's Taylor Dalton back into the game. Ejim gets away, pull up, elbow jumper is good. Yvonne Ejim, 13 points already as she continues to make inroads on Heather Bowman's all-time scoring record. she'll pass it here within the next couple weeks.
That mid-range game for her is just as dominant as her low post game.
Inside, double team, spin, and they're gonna get, I believe, Allie Turner for the foul here. They will, that'll be the second on Turner. Might see her head to the bench for a while as Inesh Betancourt checks back in for the Zags. And this is gonna put Malia Tharp at the charity stripe. Tharp able to rattle the first one home. And second one's good as well. 9-point lead for the Zags here. Winners of their last 7. First place in the West Coast Conference, but a lot of teams hot on their heels. And this would be great to get your perspective, Emma. Obviously, the leagues looked a little different than when you were playing, as now we got a jump ball. This possession will stay with the Zags. Oregon State, Washington State, both in the mix this year, and we see so tight that race at the top of the standings. You got the Zags, of course, in front. You got Portland right there. You've got the Cougars there. It's a real fun league. No easy outs.
No easy outs. Every team has a couple losses, so no one is a clear winner yet. The Zags are really coming on hot, but every team has had a little bit of up and down and seem to be coming on stronger as the season goes. So there's still plenty of season left here for all these teams.
Ejim knocks down another 6 of her first 7 from the field. She's got 15 points already. Tharp, mid-range, knocks it down, plus the foul. And this is going to go against Inesh Betancourt.
On the defensive end, need to get those feet moving a little bit quicker, get into that placement. She's still moving as she's coming in, and that quick reach down is what she got there.
Bree Soundbine back out on the floor as Tharp readies for her bonus. And can't connect. Rebound by Taylor Dalton. Under 8.5 to go before halftime here. It's the Zags with a 9-point lead. I'd say it's comfortable, but not out of reach, certainly, after a turnover there. Pass just a little bit low and through the wickets of Claire O'Connor.
Those are tough ones to catch when they're coming at your knees.
Yeah, you talked about it, partner, our keys to the game. That's already the 5th turnover on the Zags here in the first half, so they got to make sure to shore that up. Ava Ranson back out on the floor for the Toreros. Now here's Lauren McCall, back to Ranson. Looked at the 3, drives into the middle, goes up and scores. Ranson, the graduate from Boise, Idaho, rattles one home.
She really found the gap there in the defense and was able to take it pretty deep into the paint.
In the corner, O'Connor, a little bit long, rebound Toreros. Quickly, here comes McCall. Nice pass in transition. Oh, but what a rejection by Ejim. Ends up with a second chance bucket. Well, that was a highlight anyway, but Lisa Fortier not happy. You talked about the transition defense. We'll talk about it more when we come back. Toreros making a bit of a run here, 25-20 at the Kennel. Welcome back. Tonight's Smiles of the Game are brought to you by Delta Dental. Zag fans happy tonight. Their team out to a 25-20 lead. Enjoying the atmosphere here at the Kennel as always. We're on a mission to help make Washington State 100% cavity-free. To learn more, visit cavityfreewa.com to see how we are making a difference in our community. Brought to you by Delta Dental of Washington, proud supporters of Healthy Smiles and your Gonzaga Bulldogs. Austin Getz, Emma Wolfram, AJ Howell joining you on the broadcast. And Emma, you saw a quick timeout there by Lisa Fortier after San Diego's on a current 6-0 run, and they brought it back in to a couple points.
You know, San Diego really started to get out in transition, and that was one of the keys that the Zags need to focus on, is getting back. It was Ejim against 3 Toreros, so she got the block. However, not the situation you want them to be in.
Here's Tharp. Turned away, McCall drives, and gets it up and around Salenbein to score, and it's a 3-point game.
It was a great first step on that attack. Really just got by Salenbein with that first step and easy layup from there.
Now an 8-0 run. Salenbein trying to answer, and does. Bree Salenbein from the corner stops the run.
I think she's really going to start coming out of her shell in this game. She's been limited in minutes here going forward, and it's hard to get in your rhythm. And so down players, they're going to need her more. I think that's going to be in her favor.
Just 8th game tonight. Missed the first 14 of the season while she was continuing to recover from that knee injury. Here we got a travel, which will put the ball back in the Zags' hands. Get another look at the Salenbein 3. Such a good shooter behind the line. And, you know, if you have been watching the Zags for a few years, you remember how good she was as a freshman before that first knee injury here at Gonzaga just before the WCC tournament. And she's still continued to grow as a player as she nearly knocks down another one.
We see it again there. She gets her feet set so quickly that she's able to get those shots off before the defender's there.
Inside, Dalen with the good hands and another takeaway for the Zags. And here's where Betancourt thrives in the transition game. Slows things down. Inesh, the transfer from UConn. Going from one great program to another. Drives, goes up and scores. Betancourt, the layup.
Easy bucket for her. No one from the Toreros in that help side D, so she had the lane there.
Nice job creating space and knocking down the shot there by Ranson. 5.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Zags still in front. They have not trailed. Taylor Dalton drives, picks up her dribble, skip pass over Salenbein. Now Dalen, back to Bree, lines up another triple. Another one halfway down. Dalen fighting hard for the extra possessions tonight. Wasn't able to get that one. But a player that Lisa Fortier gotta love seeing anytime. Just because another team pulls down the rebound doesn't mean the play's over.
We're going to keep seeing Salenbein taking those shots. They're great looks for her there.
Nice job by Dalton to get back into position, and they'll get Lauren McCall with the push-off here. Offensive foul. Still not quite used to seeing Taylor Dalton in a Zags uniform after 4 years at St. Mary's, but gosh, what a great addition to this Gonzaga team.
She is. She brings a lot of energy to the team and is always out there hustling. She is going to win those 50-50 balls, and as we just saw in defense, willing to step in the way, take that offensive foul.
She also missed some time at the start of the season. I remember talking to her after her first game, talking about what it was like to play in the kennel and get cheered after she makes baskets. Almost made one there. 6-point lead for the Zags. They led by double figures at one point before a run by San Diego, who have hit all three of their last 3 shots, I should say. Biggest lead was 11 for the Zags here in the first half with 4.5 minutes to go before halftime. Claire Gallagher in the game for the first time, had it for a moment, gives things off to Horsemeyer. Kylie Horsemeyer drives, goes up, and a shot block or a steal, however they'll score it. It's Zags basketball. Betancourt into the corner. Cristobal Osorobo looked at a 3, instead passes things off.
Still lots of time on the clock. She can get that shot at any point.
Ejim with 15 points already. Can't knock that one down. But an offensive rebound. Dalton puts it back up. Second chance bucket for the Zags.
Those are the hustle plays we're going to need to continue seeing from Dalton. Just getting in there, getting those second chance opportunities. The Toreros are such a good rebounding team that the Zags also need to be crashing the glass.
Second bucket for Taylor tonight. And the lead back out to 8. Here's Haley Rhodes with it. Rhodes calling for a screen. Great perimeter defense by Betancourt. Tries to pull up, blocked by Ejim. Here comes Cristobal slowing things down.
Looked like she was going up for that shot and saw Ejim coming at her and thought otherwise.
I would too. You know, as much as can be made about Vonnie's offensive game, and there's a lot to be said, she is not a one-dimensional player at all.
Absolutely not. She's got great footwork on the defensive end as well.
Taylor Dalton warming up a little bit as she knocks down a 3, giving her 7 points. Meanwhile, San Diego has turned it over 5 times in the last 4 minutes. As under 3 minutes to go, the Zags have matched their largest lead of the game so far. There's Gallagher. Dracia Moore. 15 on the shot clock. Here's Horstmeyer. And now we've got a foul away from the basketball. They will call an offensive foul on Truett Riley.
I think that was a 3-second call.
Oh, excuse me, 3-second call, but a turnover nonetheless. The 6th turnover in the last 7 possessions or so. We get another look at the Taylor Dalton three. Nice save by Betancourt. Nearly went into the Toreros bench, but able to get it over to Taylor.
To a wide open Taylor at that.
Ejim getting a rest here, maybe the last couple minutes of the half.
Ejim's played so many minutes in all these games. Any lead that the Zags have, if they can get her off the court for a couple minutes, I think they're going to capitalize on that.
Dalen, the and one. On the mid-range jumper, McKinley Dalen knocks it down and will go to the line for one more.
You know, just because Ejim's off the court doesn't mean the offense is stopping. We've seen these gals continue to be aggressive on the offensive end, which is what we need. Ejim needs some help out there, and they're showing that they can step up.
That foul did go against Truett Riley, which is her 3rd. She had to head to the bench probably for the remainder of this half. Meanwhile, Dalen, pretty good free throw shooter, not able to connect that time. And they're going to get Claire O'Connor for a foul here. Just a little bit aggressive, trying to get that steal after the rebound. Claire with a little bit of a smile there. Feels like Zags, don't want to say can put the game away, but can really put some distance between themselves in these last 2 minutes.
Especially with one of their leading scorers for the Toreros on the bench. It's a tough battle out there when you get your 3rd foul in the first half. I know the coach won't be happy with that when they put you back on when you already have 2. The last thing they need is a 3rd foul in that first half. So I know they're going to have to be a little more cautious going forward.
Yeah, Riley good for 11 points per game. Great pass on the inside by Horstmeyer. And it was Jaden Rhodes who laid it up at the rim.
She cut behind that line of defense there and was wide open for that bucket.
Salenbein. Zags going around the arc here. O'Connor lines up the 3, knocks it down. The lefty, Claire O'Connor, hits her first from behind the arc tonight.
She is really playing well. She's coming off a career-high 20-point game last weekend versus Pepperdine, and so she's really starting to get in the groove of things here.
Shooting 45% from behind the arc. If she had enough attempts, that would lead the conference. We got a foul here. And that one's going against McKinley Dalen. Ejim and Dalton back out on the floor. And Haley Rhodes, meanwhile, will head to the free throw line. Just over a minute to go here in the first half. Zags with a 14-point lead. And I must have slipped my mind, but Von Ejim is credited with a 3rd rebound, which makes her the first WCC women's basketball player to record 2,000 points and 1,000 rebounds in her career. Congratulations. And for the entire WCC, men's and women's, she's only the 3rd player to do it. What a sensational career. We're talking to Lisa Fortier this morning, and she talked about how it's hard to appreciate the greatness when you see her every day.
Oh, exactly. You know, she's just another one of her players. She's out there working just the same as the others, but from everyone on the outside, it is amazing what she has accomplished in her career. And she's not even done. There's at least, 10, 11 games left at a minimum for the season.
40 seconds to go in the first half. Torero's trying to get a few buckets before the whistle, and that one's off the mark. Into the corner, Taylor Dalton chases it down. Maybe a second difference between shot clock and game clock. Zags can hold for likely the last shot.
Yes, they'll use up as much time as they can. Don't want to risk a team that's great in transition having too much time to come down and make a shot.
Lisa Fortier calling out the action. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Betancourt. Ejim, elbow extended, mid-range on the way. That one's off the mark. Rebound by the Toreros, 1 second left. And that did not get off in time and was off the mark Anyways, a 40-28 lead for the Zags halfway through this one. We'll hear from head coach Lisa Fortier in just a moment, but quickly, partner, just a quick thought on that first half.
Yeah, I think the Zags are really starting to come together. They're getting more aggressive on defense, which is needed, especially with this high-paced team. So they have to stay calm under the pressure because the Toreros are naturally going to increase their pressure here coming out of the half. But if they keep up this momentum, I think they're in a good trajectory.
AJ has head coach Lisa Fortier standing by. AJ.
Coach, down 2 starters, up by 12 at the half. Can you assess the play from your team in the first half?
Yeah, I think we're playing hard. I think they're playing a little harder, and I just wish that we would defend the dribble penetration and check out a little bit better. I think a lot of their baskets are in the paint, and those are high percentage shots for any team.
What's your message to your team at halftime besides that?
We have to dig in. I think we've rebounded okay in stretches, but they've gone there. They sat with their best forward on the bench for a lot of the first half, and we weren't able to separate more than this. And so we just got to know that we're in for a battle. You got to work until the very end because they will never stop.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
AJ, thank you very much. At the half, 40-28, Gonzaga in the lead. We'll take a break and come back with your halftime coverage here on SWX. Glad you're with us.
Welcome back to SWX, our broadcast of the Gonzaga women's basketball game. If you're a Zag fan, you've probably seen Gonzaga guard Bree Salenbein around the program for a while, but you probably haven't seen as much of her as you'd like. She has a powerful story that she decided to share with us.
I remember sitting in the training room just like devastated because I thought that was the last time I was ever going to play basketball again.
Gonzaga guard Bree Salenbein is back on the court.
Every time I've said like, I'm done, and then it gets to this point. I think I always had like a little inkling like, yeah, I'm going to play again.
And back in the game.
It was the best thing ever. I think they like started chanting my name. I don't even know what happened.
Bree still holds the title of highest recruit in program history. That's why it's ironic she spent so much of her time on the sidelines.
I'm there to cheer on my team. Like, I'm going to do what I can to ensure that I'm doing the best possible thing for my team. And sometimes that's sitting on the bench for me. And I think I've perfected that role. I've done it quite a bit.
This due to repeated injury throughout the years. The first one was junior year of high school. Bree tore her right ACL. Then freshman year at Gonzaga, she tore both her left ACL and meniscus. Her redshirt sophomore year, last season, she had an injury to her left meniscus, then later tore her right ACL again.
After my last one, I called my family in the training room after I did it, and they were just like, come home. And I was just like, geez, don't say that. I'm about to cry. Ah! But I don't know. I wouldn't trade moving out here for sure. Obviously, like I just said, I've grown a lot, but it wasn't the way I wanted it to go.
She knows her journey is unique and not what everyone would expect from the outside looking in.
People try, but like, what do you say to a person that has had 4 knee surgeries? Like, there's not much you can say. So I don't know, just people showing up is super, super helpful and important. And I had those people. So it was less lonely than I think it could have been.
But that doesn't mean it hasn't been hard.
I would be having bad days, but no one would know about it. So I think that was the hardest part. And like sitting out on something that I love so much and have a passion for so much is super hard. And I feel like some of my college experience like is unfulfilling a little bit. I had these like big expectations, I feel like, and sometimes I don't know if I've met those, but it's out of my control.
Bree sees purpose in that pain.
These are my hard things that I've been through. A lot of people have different personal things and things they've gone through that are super hard. But these injuries have been my hard thing. And I've gone through them, worked through a lot of things. So the person that I was freshman year of college is definitely not the person I am today. And I don't know, it's kind of cool to see. For so long, that was all like I based my worth on, I think. And it's just not that. Like the basketball's gonna go flat someday, no matter what. And I'm honestly like, I'm glad. I wouldn't change it. I don't think, because I don't know. It just happens for a reason, you know. So it's all gonna work out in the end, and basketball is not it.
In finding who she is, she established what she wants to be remembered for.
I care so much, and I've fought back so hard to play again, and it means a lot to me. This game, this team, this program, like it all means so much. The Lord put me through this for like a reason, and I've grown so much through it, and I'm trusting that it is going to work out in the end, and I know that. So I think that's powerful.
Powerful is just one of the words. Brave, inspiring, and impressive are just a few others. So exciting to see Bree back on the court, and so thankful that she decided to share her story with us. We'll be back with more analysis, more halftime in a minute.
Ball brought to you in part by Arby's, your delicious neighborhood meat crafters. Stop by Arby's today. Arby's, we have the meats. About a minute away from the second half getting underway here in Spokane at the Kennel. It's a 40-28 lead for the Gonzaga Bulldogs over San Diego as we get the second half underway. Quick check and scores around the league. In Portland, it's the Pilots up 33-24 over St. Mary's halftime of that game. And it's a 36 tie ball game in Pullman, Pacific and Washington State going head-to-head there. Halftime in Corvallis, a 35-31 lead for Oregon State over Pepperdine. And elsewhere in San Francisco, halftime a 43-27 lead for San Francisco over LMU. Ready for the second half to start. Austin Getz, Emma Wolfram, AJ Howell joining you. And just Emma, maybe some points of emphasis you thought that head coach Lisa Fortier might have given the Zags in the halftime speech there?
Yeah, I think she's going to talk to them about the hustle. They need to be the ones winning those 50-50 balls. They need to put that effort in on the glass. Those are going to be the things that really excel them over the Toreros. The Toreros are an aggressive enough team and a feisty enough team that a 12-point deficit is nothing to them. That can be a few possessions down the court. So the Zags really got to keep the intensity up.
Same starters of the second half for the Zags. Claire O'Connor, Allie Turner, McKinley Dalen, Taylor Dalton, and Yvonne Ejim. Looks to be the same unit for the Toreros as well. Here's Lauren McCall with it. Also out there, Ava Ranson, Kylie Horstmeyer. There is a change as Dracia Moore is in the starting lineup. Remember, Truett Riley starts this half with 3 fouls. There's a great interception there by Dalen. The Zags force a turnover on their first defensive possession of the half.
Dalen was in great defensive position, just right in that passing lane. They didn't even have to move to get that ball.
Allie Turner trying to get around her defender. Turner, mid-range, off the mark. It's been a tough night for her. She's 0 for 4 from the field with no points. This will be Zags basketball. They'll retain the possession here. And they'll reset the shot clock, fresh 30 up. Gonzaga winners of their last 7, looking to keep their sole spot atop the WCC standings. Turner, floater, front iron, no good, but a great fight for the ball on the ground. Ejim had it for a second, and it's the Toreros who come away with it. There's the hustle you were talking about, and now a 2-on-1. Layup up and good. No, excuse me, missed. Now good on the second opportunity by Kylie Horstmeyer.
It's the transition and the offensive rebounds that the Zags really have to get back for, so we limit those opportunities.
Here's Dalton. Over to Turner in the corner in front of the Gonzaga bench. O'Connor. Now Dalton inside, pass off the mark, and another turnover by the Zags.
Going from the corner straight into the post, that's a tough angle to get a pass without making it a bounce pass or getting up to the high post before entering it in.
Nice play by Claire O'Connor for the block. Toreros keep it on the baseline. Inesh Betancourt comes in for Allie Turner. .24 on the shot clock after this inbound. Here's Haley Rhodes. Now Moore, guarded by Ejim all the way out at the perimeter. Ejim with no fouls in that first half. We know that sometimes she can get into a little bit of foul trouble, and it really complicates things for the Zags, but she played a very clean half in the first half. Tracia Moore, meanwhile, knocks down the mid-range jumper, cut it down to an 8-point lead for the Zags.
Moore had a great quick release there before Ejim could even get a hand up in her face.
This will be another turnover as it goes into the backcourt and out of bounds. Zags look out of sorts here. Few turnovers on these first few possessions.
The Toreros are bringing the pressure, and the Zags are struggling with it right now.
Get another look at the basket from Moore. A second ago, you saw Lisa Fortier looking a bit perplexed. Allie Turner quickly back out on the floor. Maybe just a quick word with the coaching staff on the bench and right back out on the floor for the action. Horstmeyer drives through the middle, kicks to the corner. Rhodes, and now the Toreros nearly turn it over. But a nice job to recover there by Jaden Rhodes. Now here's Haley Rhodes. Pass to the inside, Moore, 3 on the shot clock, and taken away by the Zags. Here's Turner, Allie Turner. Into the corner, now drops it off for Betancourt. Turner, 3 on the way. That one's good and has to feel good for the freshman. Missed her first 5 shots of the night, but knocks one down there from distance.
That was some great ball movement from the Zags. Von Ejim, I'm not sure if you could see, was kind of holding off her defender there, allowing Allie to come up to the top and get that open 3.
4th made 3 of the night for the Zags, still none for the Toreros. They've only taken 3 from behind the arc. Great defense on the inside. Rhodes not able to connect, and Ejim rips away a rebound. 4th of the night, 1,001 for her career. 6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Taylor Dalton. Looked like she had a little bit of space, instead swings the ball. Now Dalen, a step inside the arc, lofts it inside. Ejim through contact and scores.
Every time she touches the ball, there's a second defender coming on her. She has got really good at getting both hands on that ball and going up strong. 2nd and 1 for her tonight. She will go to the line for a bonus now with 17 points on the evening with still a lot of basketball to play. That one's good. 18 points for Yvonne Ejim. If Ejim keeps up at this rate, they're going to have to bring Truett Riley back on the floor. They need somebody that can go against Ejim a little bit stronger, a little bit taller. Remember, picked up that 3rd foul with about 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Had to sit the rest of that half. Coach Lisa Fortier wasn't satisfied with how her team was able to separate with Riley on the bench. And right now it's up to a 14-point lead. What a drive. Cut it back down to 12 on the bucket there by Haley Rhodes. She attacked and had her mind that she was getting to the basket there. Allie did a great job of not fouling, but that's a tough one to stop. Turner over to Dalton. 15 on the shot clock. Dalen picks up her dribble, gets it back out to Betancourt. Zags reset, now 10 seconds on the shot clock. Turner off a screen from Ejim, drives, Allie Turner, floater up and in. Just great awareness of where those defenders are coming from and pulling up early rather than trying to get all the way to the hoop. There were some big bodies down there that would have likely blocked her if she tried to go all the way. 2 of 2 on her last couple shots. See Ejim there trying to pester Tracia Moore, now give her a clear passing lane. McCall puts it up and a foul called. This will go against Allie Turner. That'll be her 3rd. That is her 3rd. I think Lisa's gonna get her off the court here quickly. Bree Salenbein back out on the floor, as is Claire O'Connor. As Ava Ranson goes to the free throw line. 2 of 2 in the first half. And we have a question here for Lisa Fortier for one of the officials. Now a bit of a conversation over there at the scorer's table. It looks like they're attending to Tracia Moore over there in the corner. And here you called it, Emma. Truett Riley back off the benches. They can't afford to let this lead get much bigger than what it is. It's 14 right now, matching the biggest lead the Zags have had tonight.
They took Dracia Moore off the floor there. Looks like she had some blood, so we should see her back in a moment. Meanwhile, Ranson knocks down her first free throw. Foul situation for the Zags. Turner, the only player with multiple fouls. She's got 3. Claire O'Connor has 1, as does Taylor Dalton, McKinley Dalen, Inesh Betancourt, and Christabel Osorobo.
The Zags have been doing a great job of keeping their hands up on defense and getting in the passing lanes, but not fouling with it.
Underrated part of Von Ejim's game, if you ask me, partner, her ability to maybe not run a true point guard, but have the ball in her hands, but they will get her for an offensive foul here on a moving screen. 48-36 here in the second half in Spokane. Allie Turner able to heat up a little bit after halftime. A couple of baskets for the freshman. Welcome back. The Gonzaga Hoops play of the game brought to you by Multicare Health System. And we've got 2 and 1 buckets from Von Ejim, who has 18 points tonight as she has been dominant on the inside for the Zags. Whether you're at home or in the kennel, Multicare's team of doctors, nurses, and specialists partner with you all season long. Fans having a good time here at the kennel, as are we, our SWX broadcast crew. Austin Getz, Emma Wolfram, AJ Howell. 12-point lead for the Zags as the Toreros is trying to hang around in this one, partner, and just really not making too much of an inroad, but got to give them credit. They're not letting the Zags completely pull away either.
They're not. They're not. Zags are still getting hands on balls. However, ball is going to the Toreros right here.
Well, it'll be San Diego basketball here. 17 on the shot clock. Inbound, Horsemeyer spins, puts it up, and scores.
Great quick look from her.
Back to a 10-point game. Out there right now for the Zags, Inesh Betancourt, Von Ejim, Claire O'Connor, Bree Salenbine, and Taylor Dalton. Salenbine inside, Ejim going for 20. Can't get it that time. Truett Riley playing with those 3 fouls, able to defend cleanly there. Running the break. Ejim gets back for that transition defense you were talking about. And actually, this is going to lead to a turnover.
You know, Ejim did a great job attacking Truett Riley down there. She knows she has 3 fouls, so anytime Ejim gets the ball and she's guarding her, she is going to go after her, try and get her to bring those arms down and foul.
Talking about the foul situation, we were talking about it in the break. Truett Riley has 3, as does Allie Turner, but really nobody else in this game with foul trouble. Really nobody else in the game with multiple fouls. Ejim, mid-range jumper, high off the back iron, tipped by Salenbine, back to Ejim, then it goes out of bounds, and it'll be San Diego basketball.
Great offensive rebound, just couldn't secure the play after that.
That gives Vonnie 5 rebounds tonight. As we've got 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, Zags have led all the way tonight, and by as many as 14. And here's a turnover as San Diego has really gotten kind of loose with the basketball. That's their 13th turnover.
Oh, wow. They can definitely come back from that, but if they're going to want to pull up on the Zags here, they're going to need to take care of that ball. Yeah,
they had 8 at half, so already 5 here in the third quarter. One more, and now we've got a stoppage.
3-second call.
3-second call and a turnover on the Zags, who have also turned it over a bit in this second half. They're already up to 9.
The Zags have struggled with turnovers all season, especially against the Toreros in their first meeting, and so that's going to be a continued focus of Lisa when players come off the bench. She's going to talk to them about composure, about control, about making sure you're making the right read and right pass. 27 turnovers in that first matchup with the Toreros, so anything really is going to look better by comparison, but you still don't want to see that turnover number really creep much higher than the double-digit mark. Here's Horstmeyer. San Diego working it around the arc. 10 on the shot clock. McCall pulls up for 3 and nearly got the shooter's roll. Great rebound by Ejim on the inside. Zags have not scored in more than 2 minutes, trying to snap that here. As Betancourt to Dalton.
O'Connor, quick trigger three, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound in the corner. Dalton spins and drives to the rack. Savvy play by the veteran.
Right there, you could see it on her face. She was making it to the rim there, just getting through 2 defenders there to make that happen.
9 points and 6 boards for Taylor tonight. Just her second start of the season. Started her first game at Pepperdine. Bree Sallenbein tips the ball loose. Bodies on the floor, jump ball, and it'll go to the Zags.
That is where Sallenbein's length in that position is crucial. She was able to get her hand on that ball
The way
when
she
she
can
started
reach
from behind
around
her.
a body but not reach. As here you see another look at the bucket by Dalton. I mean, that length. I mean, she's 6'2". I got to think her wingspan is more like 7 feet, it seems like.
And
I
when
don't
we're
know.
talking a guard position, she is oversized compared to every opponent she's against.
O'Connor. Claire O'Connor drives the middle. 9 points in the first half, scores in the second so far, but a foul, and looks like it will put Claire on the line. And the foul going against Dracia Moore, her second personal. And O'Connor, yes, will head to the free throw line. Ejim gets a breather. McKinley Dalen back out on the floor. I've been impressed with how McKinley's played tonight.
She's being aggressive out there and really has come into her role in the post there.
O'Connor knocks down the first there. 66% from the line this season. Can't hit the second. Ines Betancourt, a great offensive rebound off the free throw. Zags trying to catch San Diego out of position. Torero's able to settle it down. Turner. Allie Turner drives, stops, picks up her dribble, gets it out to Sallenbein. 5 on the shot clock. Bree spins at the free throw line, puts it up and can't get it to go, but chases down her board, tries to save it, goes out of bounds. Seems to be all right as she fell down near the baseline. Quickly the other way, and now an offensive foul. How about Ines Betancourt just taking the punishment there? That was an easy blocker charge call.
Just standing right through her shoulder, went to her chest, and so that's an easy call on the ref's end.
Von Ejim back out on the floor as Sallenbein goes to the bench. Ines in there at 5'9". Obviously, you're going to be tough and you're at this program, and especially when you start out at UConn, so she's no worse for wear.
Exactly. You know, UConn doesn't recruit just
Right.
anybody, and so we know that she is one of the toughest out there when we got her on this program.
They're going to get Von Ejim for a travel here. And that will be the 4th turnover on Ejim, now 11 for the Zags. Both teams maybe a bit sloppy in this third quarter. Zags lead by 13 with just over a minute to go in the third. Moore, now over to Haley Rhodes. McCall over to Horsemeyer. 10 on the shot clock, under a minute to go in the third period. Horsemeyer trying to drive. Betancourt was there. Horsemeyer shot over it, can't quite get it. Rebound by Turner. Here come the Zags.
The Toreros have been great at their transition defense. There hasn't been an opportunity in transition for the Zags because the Toreros are back.
Absolutely, just 2 fast break points tonight for the Zags. Ejim drives, goes up around her defender, can't get it, but draws the foul, and Moore will pick up her third. Ejim just was determined there. She had a mission and she was going to accomplish it.
Exactly. How many pivots did she do? And she finally got that opening where she felt like she could take it to the hoop.
Ejim goes to the line for 2 more. Something that really impresses me about her game is how she has improved from a 70% free throw shooter her first year, where she really got a lot of playing time, 6th Woman of the Year that year in 2021-2022.
Yeah.
And now last year shot at an 81% clip, so an 11% increase. A little under that mark this year.
And we know that the number of shots she's also taking from the line has increased as she's become, you know, that dominant of a player. And so it's not because she's not shooting as many shots. She's just truly improved her form there.
Yeah, that was free throws 136 and 137 this year. She splits them. And it's back out to a 14-point lead for the Zags. 30 seconds remaining in the third. Shot clock is off. Toreros can hold it for the last possession. kind of a low-scoring quarter. Zags with the advantage in this third period, 12 points compared to San Diego's 10. 15 on the clock. Haley Rhodes. Now over to Ranson. Bounce pass, back cut, and the ball taken away. Zags still have a little bit of time. Taylor Dalton puts it up. Would have been good if it went, but end off the iron. Still, those Zags with a 14-point lead, their biggest of the game. We take a break and have the fourth quarter right around the corner. Glad you're joining us tonight here on SWX. Well, not sure what to make of that third quarter, Emma. I don't want to say it was poorly played by each team, but low scoring and a lot of turnovers on both sides. Zags still were able to grow their lead to 14, but just maybe not what you were expecting if you're at least at 48 coming out of the half.
No, exactly. Zags had a little bit of a run. Toreros then had another run. So whatever the Zags were doing, the Toreros were matching it. Can't win many basketball games with that.
10 minutes to play in this one. Truett Riley trying to go around Ejim and scores, plus the foul. From a very awkward angle, she's able to draw the foul and get the bucket anyways.
With her being one of their leading scorers, we can expect her to have the ball a lot more this quarter. She's still only got those 3 fouls, and so she's going to play that little bit more aggressive. They need her to perform offensively.
Just 4 points tonight. You mentioned her having to sit a lot of this game with the foul trouble. Able to convert on the 3-point play here. Allie Turner also playing with 3 fouls. Ejim just picked up her second. .15 on the shot clock. Turner crosses over, drives behind the back. Turner looking for somebody to get open. Here's Taylor Dalton with 5 on the shot clock. And we'll get a traveling violation against Dalton, which will be the Zags' 12th turnover of the night.
That possession, the Zags were really congested at the top. Right there were 3 players within arm's length of each other. It's hard to get by anybody when you've got that many defenders in the area too.
Cristobal Osorobo out there. Really good defender, I should say.
She's very athletic.
San Diego trying to make a little bit of a run here to open the quarter. Horstmeyer, free throw line jumper off the mark. Rebound to Turner. Zags trying to run. You mentioned the transition defense for San Diego being very stout tonight. Committing on getting back, not letting the Zags get out and run.
They're not making it easy in the transition for the Zags.
Ejim drives, goes up, can't get it to go, but her offensive rebound by Osorobo. Kicks it out, deep 3 by Turner. Off the mark. Offensive board, Ejim, and she draws the foul. That'll be 4 on Riley.
Being aggressive on the boards, that's what led to the 4th foul there. If they aren't crashing the boards and getting that 3rd chance, they're not getting that 4th foul on her.
That is the 7th foul that Ejim has drawn tonight.
She is aggressive under the paint.
Goes to the line here for 2 more. 5 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. First one good, no subs for either squad. Ejim now with 21 points after the made pair. Matches her average, averaging 21, just over it, points per game this season. Remarkable.
Amazing, because the Zags had a tough out-of-conference schedule, and so averaging that even with the out-of-conference that they had, she's just a phenomenal player.
Long shot there, rebound by Dalen, but then a giveaway. Kick out, here's McCall, and the Toreros will slow it down.
The Toreros stay in every game, although their scores are not on the winning side.
Ejim, the steal and the layup on the other end. We talked about her defense. She doesn't just sit there on the block and wait to block shots. She'll get out there on the arc and guard you there too.
Exactly. She's a multi-dimensional player on both ends of the court, willing to hustle, willing to kind of dive deep into it.
Skip pass. This is Lilia Moore out there for the first time tonight. Missed that one out of bounds, and it'll be Zags basketball. The lead now 15 for Gonzaga, their biggest of the night. Here you get another look at the Ejim steal. Just can't make a kind of pass like that with her a pass away. She'll go and jump that lane.
Absolutely. She was in perfect defensive position. A little bit towards the ball, able to jump that lane, but also able to still be in a good position if the player was to catch it.
Zags offensively, maybe a tough night shooting the basketball by their very lofty standards, but they've still shot it just under 50%. Bit of a jump ball there for Ejim. Kicks it right back out. Dalen, her shot off the mark. Zags trying to hustle and get back. Here's Ranson, steps through the lane. Pretty move, just couldn't quite get the finish. Here's Turner. Now up Claire O'Connor. Really the first time we've seen the Zags get out and run tonight, and there was a pretty move, but O'Connor's down. Claire O'Connor is down after the made basket. This is not good.
I did not even see what had happened there.
Here you get another look at the O'Connor finish at the lane. Oh, it looks like she rolled that left ankle. It kind of came together with Dracia Moore's foot as they were coming together near the rebound. Good to see Claire up to her foot. That's going to hurt tomorrow. I'll tell you that much right now. You know that better than most.
Absolutely.
In terms of
it's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
for when are you going to roll your ankle,
right.
when are you going to sprain it, and how bad.
We'll see if we see Claire for the rest of the night. Imagine if the Zags can put this one away. We won't. But if that is the end of her night, it was a good one. 12 points, only missing 2 shots from the field. She had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Ines Betancourt back out there for Gonzaga, taking Claire's spot as they put the lead out to 17, as it's the largest of the night as they're on a current 6-0 run, holding the Toreros scoreless for 3 minutes.
Betancourt has 5 assists tonight and 0 turnovers. She's really staying calm under some of this pressure that the Toreros are throwing at her.
Zags have two guards with good assist to turnover ratios in Turner and Betancourt. Bree Salenbein went down for a second, but got back up with a smile, so she's all right. 6.5 minutes to go in this one, as it's looking like the Zags are on their way to their 8th straight win. Obviously, still anything can happen. Salenbein off a screen from Dalen. Betancourt around 2 defenders. What a pass into Ejim, who almost had that one knock her over, but she was able to catch it and put it up. That's
Amazing
just operating off instinct. That was not even reaction time. Amazing.
That ball was a laser straight to her hand, so I'm glad she was able to catch it.
What a play by Bree Salenbein for the block from behind the play. Slaps her hands together and gets right back up.
I think it hit herself on the way out of bounds too, so Torero's ball, but amazing defensive play.
Zags are gonna play some defense, I'll tell you that. Just trying to put this one away. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the broadcast when the Zags took that large lead in the first quarter. Teams can hang with them, but it's really hard to match them when they get in a rhythm like this.
Absolutely. They're playing very intense right now, and especially their good defense leads to good offensive transition.
Torero's got to get a shot off, and Lauren McCall knocks down their first 3-pointer of the night from halfway to half court.
The Toreros have had very balanced scoring tonight. There's not one player that's doing it for them. They're getting a few points from everyone.
Allie Turner with McCall on her. Salenbein drives. Gets it to Ejim. Extra pass to the corner. One more. Now here's Turner. Free throw line jumper. Beautiful offense right there. Unselfish passing leads to a bucket there for Allie Turner.
Great read for her. She saw Truett Riley coming at her to defend her from the 3. Just one dribble past her right into that mid-range where she is also an amazing scorer from.
Under 5 minutes to go here. A drive by Ranson and another block by Salenbein. 4 Bree Salenbein using all of that frame and now drives, hesitates, tries to pass this one out and will turn the ball over.
The timing it takes for those blocks is harder than people would think, and so to have two of them almost back to back it's really amazing.
Ranson knocks down a three, and Lisa Fortier will take a timeout. We will as well. A 15-point lead for the Zags, but the Toreros still trying to hang tough and make a comeback in this one. Fifth, only on SWX, your home for local sports. Football season will be here before you know it. Meanwhile, still here in basketball season, it's an offensive rebound by Cristobal Alcerobo, and the Zags earn an extra possession. All right, partner, I'll turn it over to you. How important is it to finish strong in this game? You have a bit of a cushion. You know, a lot of things would have to go away from you to lead to a comeback, but you still want to see your team come out and play a good last 4 minutes.
It sets the tone for your next game, and the Zags are here again on Saturday, and so you want to go into that game already with some good momentum, with some good kind of habits. If you start kind of letting it loose here, it's easy to transition that to the next game.
Well, long possession there as 2 offensive rebounds led to a 3rd opportunity, but a shot a little bit off the mark from Inesh Betancourt. Good to see that over there on the Gonzaga bench. Claire O'Connor is back out there sitting with the rest of her team, so good to see that he was able to return and catch the end of this one live. Truett Riley playing with those 4 fouls, kicks it off. San Diego had a miserable day shooting from 3, but have knocked down a couple. That one off the mark, but an offensive rebound.
Riley's just being aggressive on the boards, which is what the Toreros need at this point.
Yeah, that initial shot didn't hit the rim, caught me, and apparently the Toreros off guard as that's a shot clock violation. There you see head coach Cindy Fisher, and there you see Claire O'Connor with that ankle wrapped up. Three minutes just north of that actually to go in this one. Another near turnover. Ejim able to corral that ball, and now here's a big collision. Taylor Dalton down in a heap. Play goes on. Allie Turner in the corner, pull up 3, halfway down and out. Dalton still in the fray, went for the board, couldn't get it. Toreros trying to go quickly. Here's Ranson, and they'll get her for a travel.
You can tell that Cindy Fisher told them they need to come out aggressive and need to make a final push here, and we're seeing it in the way that they're crashing the boards.
Zags have missed their last 4 shots. They have not scored in 2.5 minutes. The problem for San Diego is they've only hit 2 of their last 10 from the field. Allie Turner with numbers, elbow jumper off the mark. Salenbein tips it out, offensive rebound. Zags settle things down.
Looking to use some of the clock here. Zags have a good cushion, don't want to rush anything at this point.
Bree Salenbein with a beautiful seal, and she'll go to the free throw line for it. You could hear that one all the way back in the locker room. As soon as she got positioned, she was saying, hey, Vonnie, get it over to me, and she had the height advantage and is going to go to the line.
No help defender behind, so it was just her one-on-one, which is exactly what you want.
Bree, we talked about it. Missed the first 14 games of the season. As such, she's only shot 6 free throws this year. But she's hit all 6 of them, which is the trend you want to see continue.
And I guarantee you when she was injured, free throws were something she's
Right.
been allowed to do since surgery. So
not going to be, you know, driving and cutting. So toe the line and get your routine down.
she got many reps in.
That make puts it out to 17, and that pushes it to 18, largest lead of the game for the Zags. And Bree Salenbein, 8 for 8 on the season. One more check on the things, the goings on around the league. Great game in Portland as it's the Pilots up 57-56. 6 minutes to go in that one. That'll be a fun finish. Cougar women have pulled away from Pacific. Looks like they're going to get the win in Pullman with 2 minutes to go. They're up 15. Oregon State and Pepperdine in a close game. 4-point lead for the Beavers with 90 seconds remaining. Loyola Marymount leading San Francisco. Another 2-point game. Close games and close in the standings. talking to Lisa Fortier, didn't get a chance to ask her this morning about, her taking the temperature of the league, but she has said earlier this season that it's a tough league and there's really not going to be any easy games. This game, might end with a wide margin, but if you were watching it, that the Zags really have had to scratch and claw for this one.
And I think it shows Egypt is still in the game. So having her in the game this late, it shows how close this game really is and how it feels with how intense the Toreros are playing.
Here's Egypt. Ines Betancourt. Salenbein drives, pass to the corner, 3 on the way from Vera Gunyaden, who's in for the first time tonight. Salenbein hits the floor out of bounds. It will be San Diego basketball.
Salenbein is hustling after a lot of balls. She's down on the floor a lot tonight, and so she's putting in that effort, and her body is holding up to it, which is great.
She goes out, as does Taylor Dalton. The Zags have mostly subbed down now. Vera Gunyaden in there, alongside McKinley Daling, Christabel Osorobo, Ines Betancourt, but Yvonne Ejim looking to captain the ship for the last 90 seconds. So the Zags are going to win their 8th straight. They're going to improve to 14-8 on the season and 9-2 in conference play. Horsemeyer kicks it out, 3 on the way, is well short, and that would be a shot clock violation. And a quick stoppage to get a sub in. Allie Turner is going to take Ejim's place, and Yvonne Ejim heads out with 25 points on the record tonight.
The Toreros are not loosening up their pressure here. They're still getting that full court press.
Skip pass. If you're counting, Yvonne Ejim now 37 points away from tying Heather Bowman's all-time scoring record for the program and 38 away from surpassing it. Under a minute to go, 5 on the shot clock here. Gunyaden, Turner, got to get his shot off. Turner goes up, nice play by Riley, a block, and that'll be a shot clock violation.
Riley could just use her length in that situation to get her arm up. No risk of fouling there because she could easily just stay in front of her with that.
Likely the final possession for San Diego tonight, who continues to battle. They will fall to 4-16 and 0-11 in conference. They will travel to Washington State on Saturday to face the Cougars. Pacific, who's in Pullman tonight, will be here to face the Zags on Saturday. Offensive rebound and put back there for Riley. And Zags got to get it across half court, but then they can dribble it out. And a nice performance here, led by 25 from Yvonne Ejim, is going to keep this win streak alive for the Zags. Final score 64-48. Lisa Fortier's squad getting the win here on the home floor tonight. Pretty impressive performance. Maybe not the offensive explosion we've seen from this unit, but doing well enough to get the win.
Absolutely, they're working well together, and that showed with the hustle that they showed today.
I believe we're going to try and hear from Taylor Dalton coming up here after the handshake line. While we have a second, though, we want to tell you about our player of the game, which is brought to you by A to Z Rental. No job is too big or too small. With 8 convenient locations, we rent everything. Let A to Z Rental be your most valuable player, and kind of an easy choice for us tonight.
Absolutely, she is just a constant on this team. I think it would be hard not to choose her every night. However, there are other players that when they really skyrocket, she's not, wavering from her stats there either.
Again, the accomplishment that will be the headline in the papers tomorrow is that she becomes the first WCC women's basketball player to have a career with 2,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. Her rebound total after tonight now sits at 1,005. And she also is closing in on the all-time scoring mark by Heather Bowman. Looks like we might hear from her and Taylor Dalton. Give AJ a moment to get all squared away over there. And we are ready to go. So AJ, take it away.
All right, we got twice as nice today. 2 ladies with us. Yvonne, first of all, first women's player in the WCC to hit 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, just like incredible. I think if anything, it shows just like what we do here at Gonzaga. Like that's a staple of ours. And I think just be able to reach that feat not only for this program but for the conference as well. I mean, I'm very proud to be able to do that and just be able to play the basketball that needs to be played. So yeah.
Not too much longer until you'll break the all-time scoring record for the program. I'll say it. I'll go out on a limb here. You're right. Knock on wood. I mean, how are we feeling about that? What's on the list after that? Because you're starting to run out of records here.
Play more basketball with my teammates. That's what's on the list, yeah.
That's the good answer. All right, Taylor, you guys were able to adapt, missing 2 starters and just contributions across the board. How proud are you of these teammates?
Oh, so proud. I mean, when you look at comparing to last year's team, we're a lot inexperienced, but we've been working hard in practice. I think our team's proven no matter what adversity comes our way, we're ready. Everyone's on the bench ready to go. Next person being called up, they make the most of their minutes, and I'm so proud of our team tonight.
A little bit later of a start to the season for you, but 8 straight now, wins in a row. How does it feel?
You know, you'd never want to jinx a winning streak, but we're slowly getting on our roll, and yeah, so proud of our team, and especially proud of this one here. We're waiting for 1,000 assists next, so.
We'll see.
All right, no jinxing here. Congrats on the win, ladies.
Thank you.
AJ, thank you very much. That will do it. A 64-48 win in the books for Gonzaga, and that will finish our broadcast tonight. Just want to remind you, the Zags are back on the home floor coming this Saturday. They're home against Pacific, and you can see the Gonzaga women next on February 8th. That is next Saturday when the Washington State Cougars come to town. That'll be a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun tonight for my broadcast partners, Emma Wolfram and AJ Howell, and our entire SWX broadcast team. I'm Austin Getz saying thanks for joining us tonight. We had a lot of fun. Hope you did too, and we'll see you next time here. It's a 64-48 win for the Zags, who just keep on stacking up wins.